Psalm 18 opens with an explosion of praise that reveals the depth of David's relationship with God. I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. Psalm 18, 1-2. The opening declaration, I will love thee, O Lord, uses the covenant name Yahweh. This isn't casual affection or emotional sentiment. David employs a word that suggests deep, committed love born from experience. He has tested God's faithfulness and found him worthy of complete devotion. This love flows from gratitude rather than obligation. David doesn't love God because he must, but because he has witnessed God's power and protection firsthand. David's love for God continues and grows stronger through each trial and victory. The first metaphor David uses is my strength. This suggests inner fortification and power that comes from an external source. David acknowledges his own weakness and God's provision of supernatural ability. This strength enables him to face challenges that would otherwise overwhelm him. Paul references this principle when he writes, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Philippians 4:13. Believers don't rely on their own abilities, but draw from God's unlimited power. This strength operates in spiritual battles as well as physical challenges. The second metaphor, my rock, emphasizes God's stability and permanence. In a world of shifting circumstances and unreliable people, God remains constant. Rocks provide solid foundations for building and secure footing during storms. David has learned to build his life on this unshakable foundation. Jesus uses similar imagery in his parable about wise and foolish builders. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. Matthew 7:24. God's word provides the same stability that God himself offers. My fortress presents God as a place of refuge and protection. Ancient fortresses provided security during times of war. Their high walls and strategic locations made them almost impregnable. David sees God as his ultimate place of safety when enemies attack. The metaphor of my deliverer emphasizes God's active intervention on behalf of his people. This isn't passive protection, but dynamic rescue from actual danger. David has experienced God's deliverance from Saul's pursuit, from wild animals, and from enemy armies. My God adds a personal dimension to these declarations. David doesn't speak of God in general terms, but claims him as his own. This possessive language shows both a personal relationship and an intimate fellowship with the Lord. The God of the universe serves as David's personal protector and provider. The repetition of my strength reinforces this crucial concept. David needs constant reminding that his power comes from God rather than his own abilities or resources. This repetition also suggests that different situations require different applications of divine strength. In whom I will trust reveals David's response to God's character. His trust is not passive, but shows active reliance on God's promises and power. This trust develops through experience, as God proves faithful in various circumstances. My buckler refers to a small shield used in close combat. Unlike large shields that protect the entire body, bucklers require skill and quick reflexes. God provides protection that adapts to specific threats and circumstances. The horn of my salvation uses imagery from animal life. Horns often represent power and strength in biblical symbolism. This phrase suggests that God's salvation comes with an overwhelming force that defeats every enemy. My high tower completes this series of metaphors with the image of an elevated stronghold. From God's perspective, believers can see beyond immediate circumstances to ultimate victory. These metaphors paint a comprehensive picture of God's protection and provision.